like it a lot. A lot.
All right. How's everybody doing? This is Yanko Maceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars, where we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead. And with this beauty, with this power cigar, I can do that for an hour and 20 minutes. So there's a lot of reflection to do with this amazing cigar. Today, we would like to announce that the Double Robusto Super Toro Box Press Maceda Patriarch medium to full body cigar with a beautiful velvet Ecuadorian 2000 Habano wrapper. It's not San Andres, it's Habano wrapper. And it has a San Andres binder. It is ready. It is ready on our website. It's ready for wholesale. And it was just announced by Half Wheel on the release of the cigar. We took this cigar to Vegas, but we wanted to take our time on packaging because it deserves a beautiful packaging. So it's done. It's ready for your enjoyment, and it was done, if I'm not mistaken, February of 2021. So it has plenty of aging time. It's pretty settled, and I'm going to enjoy it with my Zacapas XO. Zacapas XO because I like the sweetness of the rum, present on the rum, but it's finished aging on a bourbon barrel. So I'm getting myself into bourbon little by little, drinking Zacapas. I think we did an amazing job with this cigar from the get-go, from designing the label, designing the packaging, and also the cigar. We had the packaging for quite some time, and we said, no, we're not going to rush it. We would do these cigars when we feel it's the right time, we got the right tobaccos. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited that finally it's here. Available to serve you guys. To serve you guys. A nice blue smoke. A nice blue smoke from well-fermented tobaccos. Pretty settled, pretty clean. And a lot of melassa, roasted nut tones, and a lot of caramel, I believe. Not as a Nero, in a more settled way. And it's a power cigar. It's a power cigar. We learned earlier in the brand that many people were asking for a power cigar from our brand. And little by little, we understood what they were meaning by a power cigar. So we listened to them, and then we have 3 vitolas, 3 sizes of Patriarch for those who like to feel special in another way, at another level. Those who believe deserve a little bit more from the brand. So we can't please everyone because sometimes people ask me, Yanko, why don't you do a more lower cigar or a cigar that is available for everybody? And I usually reply saying that I think there's many companies that are fulfilling that um, bracket in the industry. I am really small. I'm gonna stay like that, really small. I don't think my idea, my original idea to be a boutique has changed. I see the things that big companies go through, trying to fulfill the orders, fulfill their yearly quota, and I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. I'm 44 years old, and I don't think it's a journey that I would like to um, to follow. I think I will stay small. I had a great conversation yesterday with Patrick from Half Wheel. He was so kind of come back to the shop. He said, Yanko, I was here on Friday, but you were not here. So I wanted to come by and spend some time with you before I leave. So I said, well, I really appreciate it being so small and someone like you to come and visit and make sure that we're doing all right. And I appreciate that. So we had a great conversation as always. And it was more a relaxed conversation because he was on my domain. We were not in Vegas, and we touched many different things. And he asked questions that I really put me to think. And I said, well, I learned recently from a friend this saying, which I'm going to adapt. I really like it. And he says that when we get there, we will cross that bridge. In a sense that let's not get worried about this right now until we get there. Because he asked me, Yanko, how do you feel when you start growing wholesale and one of your retailers will say, well, you're competing with me on your website. You are selling your cigars on your website, competing with me and even using my customers. And I said, I tell you what, that's a great question. That's a great question. And I thought about it a lot. But let's start right here. This is my reply to Patrick. Let's start right here. The giant companies in this industry, they're already doing it. They own the farms, they own the factories, they own retailer chains, they own big outlets, online outlets, they own everything. And nobody's complaining about them. His reply was, well, Yanko, you have to understand that they own brands that everybody wants to have them in their humidor, so they have to kind of bite the bullet. I said, well, I didn't say this to him. I just kept this to myself. I said, well, that's what I'm aiming for. That a few retailers that they believe Maceda Tabanero is a great fit for their brand, for their store, they will be able to understand that for us to keep it to keep going forward, we want to sell our product in our website. What I did reply to him was, well, Patrick, let's think of this. I can be controlling every retailer. What are they doing with my cigars? So, for instance, someone is running a special at their retailer, Father's Day or Christmas, they throw in 10% on all the cigars. We don't do that here. We don't do that on our website. So any of their customers who go on the website when they try our cigars and they trying to look for a better deal, they realize that we are MSRP full price at our website. There's no competition with a store that is doing even a special selling our cigars at a better price point. So I think that will work for the retailer, knowing that the brand is always taking care the pricing, the value, knowing that none of their customers going to go in a giant online outlet and find our brand at a discount pricing. They will realize that the cigars, the brand, are well represented online. And on top of that, I mentioned Patrick. on top of that, I've been presenting to the retailer this idea, and their train of thought is that they rather make 100% of zero instead of doing business with us. Because I tell the retailers, look, I was looking at your website and you announce all the events, you announce what's going on, but you don't actually sell cigars. Well, we're not set up for that. It's difficult with the shipping. It's difficult to find a credit card company that allows you to sell tobacco products online. I totally understand. Thank you guys. Good to see you. Enjoy your Sunday. So I go, well, we totally understand. We even set up for affiliates. That means that you can put a link on your website, and any sales that you generate through your website, um, it's gonna be logged. It's gonna be all digital accountable, and you will get a report of how much we sold through your website, and we will give you whatever we agree percentage on the sale, 40%, 50% on cigars. That we will send you your percentage without carrying the product. Basically, you don't have inventory. We're just doing drop shipping. People, they know this industry, they go, well, but you basically stealing the customer, because once they buy on your website, every time they want to buy again, they will continue going to your website. I say, yes, I understand. So basically, you're saying that I am paying you only once for your customer. Well, we have been set up to make sure that customers' IP address coming to the website, they will continue to be your customers. They will continue being your online customers, in a sense that if they keep coming to my shop, to the online website to buy, we will continue paying you for the commission. So I guess someday a retailer is going to take the leap of faith, and he's going to go through it, and he's going to start doing that affiliate program with us, and they're going to realize that, I don't know, in the first year, you probably can do a car payment just on an affiliate program with a website that is not really doing anything right now. It's not making any money. Some of them, they're saving it for the future, to start doing their own business. I believe the time that future arrives and you're ready to start making sales on your website, all you have to do is just delete the link or leave the link now just as a drop shipping. That when people order cigars on your website, we drop ship the cigars from here, from the factory to your customers, or you can sell from your own inventory. So it's, there's many ways to keep doing things how we are right now. I told Patrick, right now, it makes no sense for me to drop the online sales, because I'm at 20 stores, and believe me, those 20 stores, they don't sell. They don't buy the amount of cigars and make the amount of money, profits that we're doing with the website. The website doubled the sales after COVID-19. I thought it was going to stop in a few months or a year, and no. The website doubled the sales and has stayed there since COVID-19. We have a great sales online for being a small shop. So I can just deny my online sales for any retailer that says no, we don't that to happen. And especially when you see big companies doing it every day. Why the big boys can do it and I can't. I also mentioned, and I'm sharing this conversation with you guys like I always say, I like to document what happened during the week, and I think it was a great conversation. I'm also sharing this with you guys because we had the conversation, and now talking to you guys, a lot of more ideas. They get a little bit more clear, and it helps me to see the direction that I am going, what I'm aiming for. Another thing that I brought up to Patrick is I really do enjoy have this peaceful place right here in Ybor City. where you can come in and enjoy the ambience, enjoy yourself. If you by yourself, have a great conversation with others. I don't think there's that many lounges anymore that they're just profit driven in a sense that they got the full liquor, they really concentrate on alcohol, and I told Patrick I did many things in the past. It's strictly because of money, chasing money when I was younger. And I got tired and I said, God, I want to be something that I really enjoy and I don't get tired. And whatever obstacles they come to me, I'm not going to give up. So I have the opportunity to to be exposed to the cigar industry early in here in Ybor City, 2005, 2006. And I said, the place that I want to open is not going to be for, live music or alcohol or no, it's going to be a place for coffee and cigars. Coffee and cigars, so you can get to enjoy yourself. So I want to duplicate this concept in many other cities, many other states. We're using this as a test right here in Ybor City. Someone probably can say, wow, it's been a long test. Yes, it's been a long test since we got to this location. We've been here almost 6, 7 years, and it's been a long test because we don't want it perfect, but we wanted to get as close as my dream to start duplicating. So I told Patrick, who knows? This shop, I think, is about 150,000 cigars a year, 150,000 cigar sales a year. And who knows, is the next shops, there will be around 80,000, 100,000. So I have to be really careful of my production, how much I'm going to divide for wholesale and how much I'm going to have for my own retailers. So, so that's something else to think. Um, a million cigars, it can be 10 stores, or a million cigars can be 5 stores, and the rest for wholesale. So I have to be really careful how I keep growing the brand. I'm leaving pretty soon to Nicaragua, so it's a challenge. It's a challenge in a sense that I start thinking the what I wanted to get done here in Tampa, if it was enough, if it's all done, if I can go to Nicaragua with a peace of mind. Nicaragua has been a planning and planning and planning, but it's actually happening now. So I have a lot of things going in my head, sometimes doubts. Um, I'm the type of individual that if something goes wrong, I don't think I have anybody to get to go and say, "Hey, look, I'm struggling. This is not going right." I haven't had that possibility. I never had it since I was in business. So I've been really, really independent individual on striking my ideas on going forward. I told my wife that my family that they feel comfortable, they feel guarded by me, but I don't have anybody to feel that way. To go, well, if things go wrong, I can talk to my uncle, I can talk to my father. I can no, no, I don't have that option. So now moving to Nicaragua, adventure in Nicaragua, leaving things here in the shop with Karen, is it's not that easy. Probably people, customers, clients, they think it's an easy, it's piece of cake for me, but it's not. It's not. My mind is it's struggling that Nicaragua is not a plan anymore. Nicaragua is actually happening. I'm going to Nicaragua for 2 months, and after that, I'll be going basically every month or every month and a half, and then July, I'll be moving to Nicaragua to continue going forward with this industry, with my brand. And it takes a lot. Let me tell you that it takes a lot. It's not something that you just say and you jump on it and beautiful and you know, I believe I'm a pretty responsible individual. So I think of my team here. I think of my family, how I'm going to affect them with my decisions, how I'm going to affect them with my drive for serving others, for conquering other horizons, how much I will affect them, must affect the people around me with that. drive, the hungry for the unknown, for keep pushing my mind how far I can go. So when I get to 100 years old, 120 years old, to go, you know what, I can go. I think I have fulfilled many dreams. I have experienced much enough so I can just leave. I always dreamed that the day, I always imagine, not dream. I always imagine the day I leave Earth, it will be something like, well, we have a meeting tomorrow with Mr. Maceda. We working on another plan or another adventure, and then I'm not going to show up to the meeting because I died the last night, the night before, and the meeting will continue because everything was said, everything was prepared, but I left involved in a project involving something that I really enjoy. That's how I see it happening. I don't think I will ever get tired of this industry. There are so many different things that you can do, you can explore. There, after many years, after a few years, not many years, after a few years in the industry, you start building a sense of responsibility of getting the next generation to keep this alive, and not just for them to feel like it's just a business or something that it would generate money. No, it's getting the next generation to understand how much we need this lifestyle. How much it will help people to stay sane. It will help people to find themselves through the cigar lifestyle. So I feel compromised to prepare the next generation. And I'm not talking just my kids, I'm talking about all the young people around the brand to understand how much is needed to at least 2-3 times a week to sit down with yourself or men therapy with your friends and enjoy a great cigar, a fine cigar. So it's gonna be it's a long journey, and I don't really want to get to the end. I don't really want to get to the end. I want to enjoy the journey as much as I can. I understood a long time ago that part of this journey is continuously changing. Part of success is continually changing, and I'm okay with it. I really enjoy it. I've been really consumed. I've been really concentrate on making the lounge, finally making the lounge available for some of my customers. We had long conversation with Karen, Jimmy, Steve here about having the lounge accessible after hours to some of our customers. And I get many questions from them. How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? How are you going to prevent this? And I go, well, how I've been doing business since the beginning, it's just getting started. You start, and then later on you will learn through the process, and you get it better and better little by little. But we have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere, and how are we going to start somewhere? Thanks to Jake, one of our great clients. He said, Yanko, just make 30 lockers, sell each locker so people can buy cigars, put them in their locker, and do the access control to the door. And that's a good start. The customers that you trust to sell one of those lockers, because it's not going to be available for everyone. They're in town. They know you close at 7 Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I think. Start with just the beginning of the week. Avoid any of the customers to be here on the weekends. So start with beginning of the week that they have access to the lounge. Everything will be on, and they can enjoy cigars. And that will be a good start to test the system, the different systems. I spoke to a company that is able to give the customer access with a phone through the front door, and also the same key, the same phone key, can open their private locker. So that's a good start. That's a good start. We are working on one of the doors on the humidor, the new humidor coming from Nicaragua, to have a technology, RFID technology, that you can Apple Pay the little screen. You can Apple Pay the little screen, or you can swipe a card, and the door opens. When the doors open, anything that you grab from that door, just that door, it has an RFID barcode. So you move the cigar, it's already on your tab. You look at the cigar, you don't like it or whatever, you put it back, it's out of your tab. You can do that. Once you got 2 or 3 cigars out of the locker, the door, and you close the door, it's already charged. So we're working on that. We talked to a couple of companies, and they want to sell the whole unit. They want to sell the fridge that comes with the technology, and I don't really want to have a fridge to sell cigars. It's not going to look good. So I've been talking to one of the companies saying, okay, I'll buy the fridge. I'll buy the fridge and I retrofit the sensors, the reader to my cigar display. So I'm waiting for them to respond. So as you can see, I'm involved in a lot of things before going to Nicaragua. And I love it. I enjoy it because it's continually changing to keep going forward, to keep going forward. And I would like to believe that that drive, that energy that I always keep, somehow I transmit it on my handmade cigars to you guys. In a sense that every time you're smoking a Maceda cigar and you got to see who I am, what I'm all about, when you're smoking my cigars, somehow I inspire and motivate you to think of life, to think how you can be a better person of that guy of last week. That's what it's all about. That's what I'm always trying to transmit on my brand, on my product. And the best way is to commit every week to sit down to share a little bit of what's going on in my life with you guys. Also, I love to inspire other new retailers to venture, to come into this beautiful industry. And some of them, they say, well, Yanko, when can you start doing consulting? When can you do an agency to? And I go, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready for that. I'm involved in so much right now. So for now, the best I can do is just share with you guys what happened during the week, what's going on with the Maceda brand, with Tabanero, with Casa Tabanero. So yes, constantly changing, and one of the things that I believe I'm gonna get myself involved pretty soon. After we get the box shop running in Nicaragua, my mind keeps telling me, learn, get involved with fermentation. Get involved with fermentation, learn how to ferment. Learn how to ferment because so far I can see many little farmers that they really love what they do, growing amazing tobacco for other people to ferment, for other people, other individuals to ferment. They concentrate on growing, and they want to give it to someone else for fermentation. I learned that most of the people who do fermentation after the farmer sells the tobacco, they do a fermentation for a profit. They're not going to be holding tobacco for a year and 3 months or a year and 6 months to have an amazing fermentation to sell that tobacco. Nobody will pay for that tobacco for that amount of time that it's being fermented. The only people that will ferment like that for such a long time after they bought tobacco from the little farmers is the ones that are making their own brands, and they're really proud about their own brands. So the next thing, because I know production, I have no idea how much I learned production with this good, crazy Cubans that I make cigars here for the last 10 years. I learned a lot. And believe me, it's a lot easier to manufacture in Nicaragua than here in US, in Tampa, Florida, with my good, crazy Cubans. So next thing is fermentation, to continue changing. Fermentation. After fermentation, after having a good amount of tobacco fermented, in a year and a half, we'll see where life takes us. But fermentation is the next step. I know this live is gonna be also on YouTube. It will stay on YouTube. So let me start imitating some of the YouTuber guys that they make a living on YouTube. I don't make anything with YouTube. First of all, because you don't monetize with tobacco and YouTube, and I'm not that popular. I'm not that savvy how to push my videos to have 1 million views in 3 months. and I'm not really into that. But if you have any comments about um, any ideas about making the lounge available after hours, put them in the comments. Put them in the comments on YouTube or send me a note. I was surprised that I got in touch back with one of the companies, the access control for the doors company in New York, and they said, "Yeah, Yanko, you got in touch with us on 2018." And I said, "Well, before Kobe, I was already thinking about this idea of giving access to my clients after hours." I thought in my mind that it all had to do with Kobe. No, I was thinking about it before that. And now after Kobe, I learned that certain clientele is willing to pay memberships to have access to places that they're not too crowded, that there's not a lot of noise or of loud people. So I think is what is putting a lot of intuition is pushing me to keep going with that plan, and I think it's going to be a success. Karen said that that wouldn't work here in Ybor. I totally understand. That concept wouldn't work in Ybor because of the nightlife, because of the many bars around. But where do we going to test the technology? Where? When we open a new store that is probably an hour, 2 hours away from here, we're going to start testing that technology on a new store? No. We're going to test it here in Ybor with our good customers that we trust and learn from there and be ready for the next store. Woo! 31 minutes, huh? Gosh. Maceda Patriarch Double Robusto, I think is retailing for $60, I think, each cigar. Is a power cigar. Is a power cigar. I believe cars, bourbons, whiskey, cigars, they set mints apart. That's what I have learned. So I think this is a cigar in the Maceda brand that it will set mints apart. In a sense, I've been in not too many, but I've been in a lounge that someone is just lighting padrones after the others, and they have people's attention. They go, well, how this gentleman can be burning padrones one after the other, and it brings up to the conversation of what do you do for a living, and next thing you know, there's business opportunities because everything started of someone paying attention of what you are smoking, and depending on what you're smoking, there's different opportunities. So I guess there's a reason why there's power cigars. So I didn't want it to be left out, and it was based on the demand of many clients asking me, when are you going to make a $30 cigar so I can give it to my boss, so I can give it to someone special. I said, I don't know how to do a $30 cigar, but I'm going to start learning and going into to learn what is a $30 cigar. I guess what? I did so much research. I finally understood and believe we can have power cigars on this brand. And so far we have done three. A $30 one, a 37 and a $60 cigar for you to choose how much you want to feel powerful. Definitely is different tobacco. Why? Because there's a few bells that you find that is great tobacco, but there's only 3, 4 bells. It's not that much. Number 4, number 5, it doesn't smell the same. It doesn't taste the same. So you end up with only 3 bells. So you do 5,000 cigars, 7,000 cigars, and that's it. And hopefully when those cigars are done in 3 years, hopefully you will find another good 3, 4 bells to do these power cigars. And because it's a cigar that you don't sell that many, they get to age and ferment for a long time. Guys, thank you very much. I'm going to keep it short. Every Sunday, I give you at least 30 minutes for you to reflect. I leave you some time for you to enjoy your Sunday. We'll be leaving soon to Nicaragua. And we got the right equipment. We got a new iPhone 14 Pro that does beautiful pictures, videos, so we can stay in touch from Nicaragua and make you part of the whole process of starting, cranking the box shop in Nicaragua. Guys, thank you very much. Again, my name is Yanko Maceda. And I little by little learned that the only reason God put me here on earth is to serve others. It took some years to understand and to um, find a way to serve others. By the grace of God, I said, you know what, it's cigars. I think I'm going to serve others through cigars, and I really enjoy it because I feel that one lifetime is not going to be enough to keep doing what I do. So thank you very much. If you got to the end, wow, thank you. If not, you can see it later on YouTube. And again, we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead.